The Ministry of Finance has decided that any specified entity that fails to comply with legal requirements, including SIGA's oversight directives, will face sanctions and consequences. Let me be clear, where boards fail in oversight, they will be held accountable. Where management fails in execution, there will be leadership consequences.
The minority will not rubber stamp this bill. We will not.
The government of the day said no more corruption. And the next agenda on the finance minister, the board so very simple. State-owned enterprises, you better see on Ghana Stock Exchange, where a major step for transparency and public participation in national assets. Say, my top stocker, me try my own coding kwasasem. Emma stock and from Emma Misika Milishemu and Washi. And the state-owned enterprise and the Gagihok and Gangoboka, John Dreman was and the Ghana companies are as in nation na Ubiabo Campo and Apeteshi company. Now Peteshi and Umboka. Minimum be a VC10. Was over here 30 years. And would that? Because Ubia Pebia correct look our Honomoko. And you were general business more besine. Now me every 1 week be who's will be a petition bar. Our Ghana. In fact, you are more petition bar than churches. A gender glass and bottle church for no. Or Mukwa sorry more Sundays a chain. Or Mukwa sorry hallelujah. Now when in Gihok, yet the command master go Fiji mark where we will go master for any massive. Or my master for any man bafo. Now Papaya when you go put him Gihok. Every 1 week be almost a try on allowance 40,000 Ghana and cut this 400 million. Every week be out now what be or coffee. Now muncha 40,000 move from Guma account. Ono na okwa edu se MPP alusu ofre by a friend's officer. Oton ka $90,000 the man ho 40,000. Says kana otwa ne ho as allowance 1 week be aro. Ono de to sa ka $90,000 no. On the case, no, Attorney General Hafa. She see here now. And the Sanyama way, and according to the finance minister and the president, John Dramani Mama said, Obeso term because they say state-owned institutions and a state-owned enterprise. You see, no more paying allowances and bonuses at your own discretion, maybe like
an architecture that rewards performance, enforces discipline, and delivers results. Let me reiterate the fact that the President's reset agenda is anchored on discipline. That is fiscal discipline, governance discipline, and performance discipline. So compliance with SIGA's oversight is a call to duty. When SIGA requests performance reports, strategic information, governance documentation, or compliance actions, entities must respond fully and on time. The Ministry of Finance has decided that any specified entity that fails to comply with legal requirements, including SIGA's oversight directives, will face sanctions and consequences. Let me be clear, where boards fail in oversight, they will be held accountable. Where management fails in execution, there will be leadership consequences. I thought you clap for that too. Ladies and gentlemen, our approach is shaped by the view that state-owned enterprises are not private estates. They are public assets. And so we must manage them as public assets that are handed to us in the interest of the public. The President has given directives because of some trend that we saw that no more trainings outside this country. And so do not plan board trainings and other things in other countries. Plan the training internally in this country. We have the resources, we have the personnel, we have the expertise to give all those trainings internally. And also, you are required to seek finance minister's approval before you review board allowances. we have seen trends that suggest otherwise. The finance minister has sent a proposal to cabinet. Very soon, cabinet will approve, and once it is approved, you will be notified, and based on that, you will be allowed to make any adjustment if necessary. The practice where board will sit and determine their own allowances must cease. Ladies and gentlemen, our approach is shaped by the view that state-owned enterprises are
Obate CEO BG hook allowance, oji belt allowance, oji bow tie allowance, entertainment allowance. Me sure say man for graduate socks allowance. Nkwasi allowance nkwa. Enti kuba uni salary no. Onu nkwa oji best 120,000, oji 140,000, 150,000. Ko check allowance na. Enu nkwa be kono na 40,000 a month. And Bank of Ghana na omoboka no. Na a friend saying Dr. Asia a friend saying a friend saying onu Ghana ndini saying Addison Bank of Ghana governor say MPP time no Addison no omo che omo gold watch o esu my boy e ka be say over 50 billion Ghana cedis ma printing the buy economy say anya yi mo ma senka wo ho esu mu na mo yedwuma ho o ma reward omo in a year omo just omo ko fi akojuju omo say omo bu adwuma pa 1 year na omo ja 50 billion debt no na omo got omo golden watch amomo say yes you cannot do that anymore answer no be sa no krata nti eye medofo finance minister Dr. Ato Forson yen as a state owned enterprise ya adwin say ye bonus no etusa nti ye pese di bi ka ho na ebi edi be ka no allowance no so no kakra be ka ho say be didi good nti ye hwe nim so obema approval na wadi atumi say yenkoso na sika na pese de ma ho no enu nie oji tuma ya to aso ne aye ne saa na finance minister so for paper e de ato pen e de ato paper so no so atwa common bag say ende Ghana na say nema nkoye mo enterprise no ye wie no I say gihok mo boka enti mo ma mo bonus enye ye mo ma mo allowance enye ye mo salary na na mo beji ngo fi. This is a good news. Why are a good news Bible? Monka na monka ni ye na muntie ni ye pa. Why are a great news? Over the years, mienu they be a state owned enterprise. A kanko na yeti. But yet, they be no omo bonus increase. Why? Kubeni adentia. Na aden. Gi okuna egwu no. Na on team producing sano. Na maso kofi di manu twa ne 1 week. Allowance of 40,000 Ghana cedis. Now tell me if it makes sense. Don't the money mama say no more. You're stopping no. State-owned enterprise cannot pay themselves allowances and bonuses anymore without approval of the finance ministry. Now we know woman can for parliament because nka can for that and handle the economy this year na was we MF and Zema. Ono $47 million. Say from Command National Cathedral for Abraham for parliament will be any move. And the way I move here, I said, yeah, Muji Ato Forson didn't. Marvin said the next finance minister will behave like Ato Forson. And yes, I never you. And you'll be an investor, John Dramani Mahamu. More wealthy power in Nagoya finance minister and the office. I hope so also be approved every president or and I hope the president better approval from parliament. Because if confirm finance minister Guantia, don't make it seem like Obiabe to say Ato Forson. Everything we assume to say can for that too. But the thing is say you good. Any say company na yes a whole commercial bank. Ako 1 year ono na adwuma oye we ase ndina say oje sika as a savings. Or loan egi interest. Savings no wo twa service charges e de ma no. Na commercial bank aka tell me no mienu say ni various branch across the country no afini na ko na wie no omboka omunya net loss je na oton bantin to abru uji sika di ato eji interest udi malone eji interest uboka na yesi ADB aboka Agri Development Bank akuyafo ya omo loan no or the National Service Scheme give to ware mu no mo die die ono so boka na tema oil refinery crude oil keke maye ya so ye boka ne ye koton na Gihok waboka tell state company bi na enya mfaso and now we are after the new administration buy and you say yes ADB na nke ba beton no and then say make profit the first quarter will make profit, second quarter will make profit, third quarter will make profit. Me say aha after na mo yenya nsasem this is why we employ you and anything that is ke twa moka give up credit say any revive in the back and okay no any revive me you say give okay revive in the back to you revive na na you make profit so o make profit and am woji bonus ni allowances na aha nyansa wom but una wa run loss what's what na say at the comfort of your office now money mo board for not na say we say oh you say here sika mo e say edidi who did for adwuma ben there na we here and now the beautiful part is say the na call the stock exchange marketer I know say be mo nim so nwuranwa anya obi na stock exchange ase Ghana your stock exchange marketer ultimi koto shares na o any dividends Ubeko MTN Ghana wo ho friend say car bank wo ho den bank wo ho other companies are omani atu wo say usika na auditor shares no yedi wura ekoye investment say there be a afene so a bodimanya mfa so ebi die boso me no majo mo fa so no yeah the all the state enterprises ebe wura ho enti Gihok anka ho na ngameto me shares na say nsa dia manfo ntimi nya no nti ho ene nka misika menya ni na ho na be pushie nanka Ghana Commercial Bank will now host so far. But you hear more of the state-owned enterprises and they say two things for state-owned enterprises. They cannot pay themselves bonuses and allowances without the approval of the finance minister. Board meeting. Two, state-owned enterprise to be listed on Ghana Stock Exchange market. Said the Sikabe Urem Omenya Faso Ghana for be invest kakra wo muti. They will supervise. They will make sure they are not doing nonsense. Kasi ko Burkina Faso this is one implementation of Captain Ibrahim Traore. Also why you have opportunity to invest in the state companies. Say the bear they won't mess up. Say the bear they know they are working for the people directly. It's not just because our tax money is being used to finance their institutions. It's because we are also still paying money for them to make profits. And if your target is to make profits, a bad didn't say yeah never so no be catch there say ubuku me pay now make loss. And then go back to day. Oh they said you be do what mama. I already say we say bet you. Want me moya moka. Now I know Anna Awie say the finance minister as I bet to say look or the value for money office as I be home. No contract. No procurement. Ebe kosu our Ghana ha. And for monsa ase. As I say contract bi obesa bi ye say ye twa 10 Ghana ho faso ana ye nya. Ana enfaso be na Ghana for ye nya afri mu. Afri sa 10 Ghana na ye twa no so. Eti ene ogopie on the finance ministry. Ato Forson aso ne man no fefefe for no. Beautiful girls. Am say goddess no. Omo bibia ni monyam machinyam. Ano man no so ate kama ana anotewa oma pro e de go se akono am say fantastic.
On the 24th of February 2026, the Minister of Finance, Honorable Dr. Cassiel Ato Forson, laid before Parliament the Value for Money Office Bill. On behalf of His Excellency the President, John Dramani Mahama, why is this such a big deal?
Because the bill changes how government spends money. It creates an independent value for money office that reviews major contracts before they are awarded.
So ministries cannot just sign big contracts anymore?
Not without a mandatory value for money certificate. No certificate, no contracts.
That's serious. So what does the office check exactly?
The office is responsible for conducting financial and technical assessments to ensure 5 things. Economy, efficiency, effectiveness, equity, and sustainability.
I thought we said no jargons here. So can you kindly break it down for us?
Yes. Economy means, are we paying the right price? Efficiency means, are resources being used properly? Effectiveness means, will the project actually solve the problem? Equity means, is it fair to Ghanaian citizens? Sustainability means, will it last without creating future financial pressure?
Technically, this is about preventing waste before it actually happens.
Yes, the bill also introduces pricing benchmarks across governments to curb contract inflation and procurement distortions.
Meaning, similar projects shouldn't have widely different prices.
Yes, precisely. And the office can monitor implementation and enforce sanctions if rules are breached.
So it has teeth then?
Yes, the bill aligns Ghana with countries like UK, Canada, Singapore, and the US that already operate similar oversight systems.
Bottom line, what does this mean for Ghanaians?
Well, it means stronger fiscal discipline, better project delivery, and better protection of taxpayers' money.
So every city must deliver value?
Yes, that is exactly the goal.
That's a big reform.
Very big reform.
Thank you for staying with us and see you in the next educative explainer.
Oma kyerɛkyerɛ the entire value for money office no Ebabama state-owned enterprises, they work according to the law. They work according to the interests of the Ghanaian people. They will make sure that whatever they are doing, a benefit. I mean, you say, say, pan and Quebec, and yet talk, na ye walk, na Juman party in a mobile. And come to snap, Nico Siena Mishramo. And Ghana for better, say. And no, say, John the money, Mama. Nembre so anke bet magaza Ato Forson but force net was my. Everything about the value for money office makes sense. The only problem I have about implementation. Ebe say ampa adwuma ebe say they say Ato Forson so far have shown to be a prudent manager of the economy. And so about to say na anya kasa na aye actions I know say enka your public personal a protected. Young Koji says $750 million. Say by Amasa Mines one road. Near Koya a friend says Swami interchange. Now yet any years getting a deep yet. And the value for money office you go account for. And it's can grant Kanzanka. Because all the contract the membership show. She can't even train in badges, in trenches. Oh yeah, Jessica, now we are Jumanone. There will be purely supervision. I bet Jerry John Rollins a time on that. Contra Yedima one year back. And yet, the Yedima yet office, I'm chair presidency. And it is a finance minister more contract. A friend is saying, road minister more contract, but only order. And the road on so yeah, so contract and see. This time around, it will be properly checked. You better say when you now. You make sure said you will be ano. You who the echo. Now, I know that my nose is say Omontias, you won't penny.
This law, if it is enacted, will rather be the right channel for corruption. This law will rather, Mr. Speaker, I know the minister means well by saying that let us model this. But Mr. Speaker, the way it has been structured, it will not. Mr. Speaker, I've done some work. These institutions that he wants to follow their example, Mr. Speaker, these institutions do not have government appointees on them. Overseas, he should check it. The deputy minister is here. As we talk, members of parliament should just go on the internet, Google. The institutions that you are referring to in other jurisdictions, they are not government controlled. They are not government controlled. So if you want to still use a political system under Article 70 and 195, I've read the law. You are saying that the appointment of the board will be in accordance with Article 70. I've read it. Colleague, I am not just opposing you. What you are doing is wrong. You are also talking about 195 of the Constitution. Why don't we allow the existing laws to operate, strengthen them, don't open this one up. Because if you open this one up, Mr. Speaker, there will be corruption. That said, the minority will not rubber stamp this bill. We will not. If the majority will not listen to these strong views and take same on board, and rather bring amendment of existing laws, and it wants to pursue the path of chop chop, as the ordinary man will say, we, the mighty few, the 87, we wash our hands. We will not be part of this unholy act that would rather expose the states and make the state vulnerable. Carry your burden alone. Mr. Speaker, I so submit on behalf of the minority.
Part I agree, part I disagree. Now my mega partner me agree no, and a partner me disagree no. Me yeah, catch me. Listening to the finance ministry, how am announcing value for money office. Omo church do me any the minority leader Afenyo Marcus objected to know. What do you think? Is minority leader Afenyo Marcus making sense? And I say he's just afraid. Say Emma the next government say the government omunye can be here. Or say we will not be part of this unholy act. Now ni nane because or say look, say value for money office. Ya trust ni ya. Ebema to me na kwa finance ministry ho. Meaning say etiti corruption. Also what you say Ato Forson in the na remove fine. A good intention what take. But we don't know which one timanka ongaso okase. Say you can overrate na ho ha. Ana o si niema ye na nkofa ni sema anga ne Ghana. Enke economy nanse enke ye na yawu. Enke obedi sike left right center because ni na kwa nkofa ni sema on be decide. O say ade na mo man ade me fa parliament na parliament decide na parliament there is usumu na mo akonfo. Eye mo na yeyi mu. Na Ato Forson ka parliamentarians woni wi. Enke overrate na nka ho. Adukofo mo na nka ho friends kwabena dufo mo na nka ho se tekwe mo na nka ho ba mo do na mo parliament wa na mote mo na eche politics ma mo na boy kro no. But I understand part of the sentiment no. Say look, say ugonya a bad finance minister na say volume for money obviously on when say in charge nobody take care of it. The country is doomed. Janibe doom obewiye kra kojo to. Imagine say can for that now say ono na match champions agenda we. And don't forget he say abene best so 8 years eye dey anam humbefo no ye. Ebe ko MPP nsem. Na iya go fa mi na adam we bia saba. De oye etwa atwe. Salas mi short ye obo ya gon. E ma ball no asamojan ba ko no nam wiemi. Na can for that age out ho wo de be sese kakra bi mai. Na nka MPP fa everything power. Wo ba ya na asomene bon. Wo ba de na fa wiem ma atse ase kra ne ogasa eni mi de okafa. Now ya go ma mi na adam. So on the finance minister. Now on volume for money office no ne campaign contrast mo be ho. And the minority leader after back can it makes sense so. So we name go and the obeka say yeah because they are too forcing. Will he be the finance minister for life? Maybe. Ne ba ufro baba. And the 2 million mo share the finance minister hono. Can of that no ni have 2 million. Yet here say ya ga kire MP ya ga kire say lawyer and the appear could be. O say e-levy. Ya say oh, ya na 1% na Ghana for no more brother. They be can of that say they be me go and they me 3%. And say na kire o who say ade na jimism. Mo no boys dey nye, o mo go na merchant no. Na transfer this Ghana ma. And say na o chia say me ba once, ye dey ba once di. And imagine MPP for parliamentarians at that time was 137 and 136. I can say no. My one Ghana and Ghana for break. No finance minister no go because any brand president or no any three Ghana. So I never the value for money office akokano. On be decided. Chama. You mo dem for due. Due ni amani go no. Mo ba bre say enti how dear metia fenyo market ase pa the only part I miss ati ase ne say ade na hesa na surosu cause say the part suba na the finance minister na so odwin Ghana ho say Ato Forson edwin Ghana ya maza ngozi adus na omo ye no mutimi nyo na container ira enka ba be count for na kebusu ira enka ba be kirechirem on ben say because ono ne de esi ye hwiensi and the now the way ba ase obe krepo omo obe mo ehia omo so mo yoy se ope bo chairman edi ope CEO edi ope minister edi a eye profit e sikape enye Ghana so bi na obe so Ghana eye more money for the pocket anything no eh nti a wo se contract bi a de se obe kirechire mi na mu di akire na mu hwe se Ghana for benya fa so yi ebe bo omo de emmo omo and in the one side ebe ha omo on the other side say ye bad finance minister and the Ghana moja sentu amina na galamse nkuyen eno na be kuyen corruption na dey be kuyen be wie and the only afenyo market e ya adwene say value for money office ne dey enka be ya yen trouble atiasa anasi no ye trust ne nya because it will protect the public purse e be mo mi no mienu ye tima track anya accountability which we are against and now we are for. We know senior high school debate my open floor no da ho photo comment section na say me hwe na men kan na men sere na men sua ho so ade mfiri mu we wie no subscribe like it na share mo nia enya be hwe edi no remain the same Maxi Billian our naked truths Oldboga trends macro bye bye.